Stay a while and listen.
Welcome everybody to a live, person-in-person recording of the show.
Yes.
The show that is called Agony of Positivity, or the AOP podcast, or there's really nothing else. No one calls it anything else.
It's been a while since you and me been together.
Yeah, especially in the same room recording.
Yes.
So this will be a little bit better. If people notice me looking over at Saul, that's because he's sitting beside me, but the webcam only looks one way, so
sure.
That's what we're doing here. So I'm Ross.
And I'm Saul.
Big Saul Train Daddy, Holla, Freakzilla.
Yes.
Peaks.
Yes.
Because he would talk about his freaks and his peaks.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be months before we run out of things to add to that. But let's see here. We're pulling up a few different things on the screen. I'm not used to navigating the browser for the YouTube version in the same room as someone, so this will be weird.
Well, before we get into the dirt, as they say, how's your week been?
I gave myself food poisoning with chili
on
Monday.
2020's been very rough with you.
I'm ready to get to 2021.
Sure.
For sure. I am the poster child of all those pictures you see of, oh, this is going to be my year. Like, from a wrestling one, I saw one where it was me and, the person saying me versus 2020.
Yeah.
And 2020 was Charlotte Flair taking Alexa Bliss and just running her into the ring post over and over again.
Sure.
So it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
For sure, from a health standpoint. Yeah, the chili... Man, you can get real sick from food poisoning. It's been I've been sick from food poisoning for a couple days.
Yeah.
This was a different kind of sick. I don't know what I got in me from it, but whew.
Well, you feeling better now?
Yeah, no, I feel real good. The next day, I mostly felt okay.
Yeah.
Other than my body was sore from shivering, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to expel the toxins. So...
Sure.
Could have done without that entire process, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your week?
Pretty much the same. Well, minus the food poisoning. I didn't get food poisoned. Just work. Came home. That's about it.
Should we go to wrestling first?
Let's do the non-wrestling. Let's do wrestling first.
Just get it out of the way.
It's Dynamite, man.
Right. Well, yeah, we're more talking about the show for tonight, so we'll hit our.
I don't know what the hell's going on here, folks. Looks like he's just wearing blue.
This is a revolution. So we got here. It's funny that there is a wrestler who goes by the Murder Hawk, because we literally saw a hawk murder.
It's true.
Prior to the start of the show in your backyard.
Yes.
Could have done without that.
But
a hawk came and obliterated bunny rabbits.
Yeah, he came down and went inside my flower bed and just decided to declare war on little baby bunnies.
Had two at one time.
Yeah.
It dropped it, but then it came back I haven't forgot.
Yeah, because you think in nature that they're okay, I'm not going back for that. Oh no, he's like, I killed it. I'm going back for it.
Well, maimed it and then
finished it.
I'm sure it's dead by now.
Yes,
that was a while ago. So did you catch anything WWE wise?
I do like, and this is kind of old news, Seth Rollins' look with the black glove.
Yeah.
It's such a cool look, and because I was watching, I want to say it was Wrestle Talk was talking about this. Mm-hmm. I guess now if you make a deal with Seth Rollins to join his group, or his group has any kind of interactions with you, you get to shake the hand of the black glove.
Really?
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
it's got some subtleties to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think that whole glove came because he had like a broken finger and like keeping it wrapped up.
Yeah.
He had to wear the glove.
I mean, look,
But
it's good look. I mean,
it
looks
adds,
very Lex Luthor-ish.
It adds that just little extra something to it.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't need it at all, but it's just that one little extra thing where it's like, that's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
To have. Because if you don't know that it came from that, it's like, well, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Because there's actually a spider under that glove that Roman Reigns is going to crush. Did you see Rowan's shirt? Or Big Red, or whatever he's going to call himself?
Oh, yeah.
Where he has a shirt, but it's got, like, spider with the date on a tombstone. Pretty fantastic. Yeah, I didn't want... Well, I read through results and stuff for WWE.
Yeah.
But I wasn't... You know, it didn't matter. I watched the Shinsuke AJ Styles match on SmackDown. And it was okay, but it just... Shinsuke has lost an awful lot since being on the main roster.
Sure.
I will say that.
Sure.
If nothing else. So.
I will say this about Braun Strowman on his Instagram page.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, or listeners get a chance, you know, add him as a friend because he does some great, like he was like deep sea fishing. He was
That
playing.
was probably just a pond in in the backwoods where he's from.
His most fantastic is it's just memorize. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm trying
Mesmerizing?
mesmerizing. He goes he's on a baseball field. He's just hitting softballs for like 2 minutes straight.
Was Sid there?
Yeah,
Like Psycho Sid?
no.
Because he plays, you know, he was good at softball.
Sure.
If you haven't heard.
No, it was just it. But yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd just throw that out there. It amuses me.
He seems like someone who just does whatever he wants
Sure.
to have fun.
Well, he's a big guy.
yeah.
I don't think anyone's telling him no.
Right. Well, and he's probably got more money than he ever figured he'd have from doing strongman for sure, because
Sure.
it doesn't seem to pay all that well. So not a lot on Dynamite. Really?
Jake the Snake and Arn Anderson was the only thing that I thought was
Yeah.
somewhat interesting.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought it was kind of weird though that Jake the Snake threw out a challenge to Arn. I'm thinking you guys are way too old to be fighting each other.
Well, and neither one of you are in the shape to be doing it.
Yes.
I mean, it was still good though. Like going back and if you could go back in time, like
Yeah,
man,
I don't
they
know-
could have had a great.
I don't know why.
Something.
I don't know why they never did anything.
Probably just didn't work out.
Yeah, sure.
We did get Moxley breaking Ten's arm.
Yes.
That was pretty good. I like that Ten's now a high knight or whatever.
Yeah.
And then whatever.
Well, and did they sow a seed of like infighting with the inner circle, the Dark Order with? He was like the way Evil Uno used to do things and the way I do things is way different.
It could very well be where they might realize that. I don't know. Like I could see them going a couple different ways with that.
Yeah.
But he's obviously more authoritarian and expects results and doesn't care.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he came to the rescue of the one guys who were getting picked on, putting their signs up.
Sure.
So it's one of those tough love situations.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm interested. I still think there's a good chance that he might actually win tonight.
Yeah,
There's something shady, but
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and this is just my bold. Should I do bold predictions now or just wait?
go ahead. We'll do it as we go along
Okay.
if you want.
Well, I mean, is there anything else about Dynamite that you?
Let me see here. Here, we'll scroll through this real quick.
Okay.
MJF beats the crap out of Marco. That was entertaining. Doesn't mean it was good.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Pac had an excellent promo, I thought.
Yes.
Like, that was real good.
Mm-hmm.
We got where the craziness with Phoenix and Cassidy and all that stuff, where I guess Phoenix is out now.
Yeah, I guess he hurt
So,
himself, so
yeah.
I guess Bad Boy's replacing him.
Yeah, so to me, that's a downgrade of a replacement.
Yes.
And then we also had Britt Baker got injured.
Okay.
I believe it's a knee, is what I had heard. So she's been replaced as well against Statlander.
Oh, with Penelope Ford?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's what all that was about. Moxley did a pretty decent promo.
Mm-hmm.
Like the promo work stuff was real good. Well, and then we got the Sean Spears News Network. The Sean Spears Network.
Yeah.
When I see that, I immediately think of the Randy Orton News Network that they did back in the day when he was injured, giving updates. So, this seems to go against everything else they're building with him and Tully. So I didn't really care for it.
Maybe they don't know how much longer, because Tully maybe he lives in Canada. Who knows?
Right, might not be around for a bit.
And the whole search for Spears' partner might be out, kind of.
Well, yeah, things are a mess, so they're trying something different. But he's probably having more fun doing this, so good for him.
Sure.
Basically, he makes a joke of Dustin retiring to goad him to try to get a match, basically, which was successful.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and Sammy, the ring post where they smashed each other's faces was pretty funny.
Sure.
I mean, the match was good, but you end up with I don't even know how to explain it if you didn't see it, where they have Kenny up against the goalpost, and it's just a beatdown, and then you get everything. What really mattered is Hangman Page coming in from about the 50-yard line?
I would say, yeah.
50-yard line to the center of the field, and then right down the middle.
Well, did you see his post on Twitter where he's like, "I'm the fastest cowboy alive"?
Yes. I saw. Did you ever see Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yes.
Where they're watching the guy come running. I saw someone do an edit of that, basically. I also saw someone did like that whole segment, or like that entire time period.
Yeah.
They did it as WWE style editing, where there's just like 47 different cuts to different things throughout the whole time, as opposed to like one shot where you can kind of like something's happening in the background and then you realize what it is.
Yes.
So yeah. So all right. Overall, it was an okay Dynamite, but I was sold on All In prior to that, really.
Yeah.
So it was just like, let's get through this and get to the weekend.
Is it All In or Double or Nothing?
Sorry, Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Look, they're using gambling terms, and I'm more familiar with poker words.
Sure.
So the site we're looking at lists it basically what would be main event, like the bigger attractions, top to bottom.
Yeah.
So bold prediction you had?
I don't know what it was now.
For Brody and Moxley.
Yeah, for Brody and Moxley, I think I'm going to say Rowan interferes and causes Moxley the match.
So you think this will be the first like really screwy finish they do?
We have to. I mean, because it looks. You just damage Brody Lee, I think, if you lose.
Or the Dark Order.
Yes.
Unless the Dark Order kicks it, like.
I'm thinking Moxley. He could. His character is cool enough to
eat a loss.
Yes.
Right. Throw something a little bit sideways so it's not perfectly clean or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they could even do something where they jump him before the match backstage, and he's injured going into it and has to overcome, and he fails or something like that. No, I agree. Like somehow Brody Lee is getting that belt. Or there's going to be a real interesting story that I can't imagine in my mind what they would want to do.
Sure.
So what do you think? TNT Championship with Mike Tyson to present the title?
So this is another thing.
Just not sure.
Archer. I mean, you would think Archer would win this. I mean,
yeah,
because
I don't know. I could see an argument that Cody wins it.
Well, if it was anybody else other than Archer, I would say Cody's going to win this because he's been
right. But what's the point of Archer doing everything he's done?
Yeah. What's the point of Cody revving up his truck for 2 minutes? Worst
segment. Well, the idea is fantastic.
Yes.
It's just the execution was a little bit on the weak side for my taste.
To say the least, yes.
Do you think someone is getting knocked out by Mike Tyson?
Maybe.
Dude, someone is getting knocked out. I don't care who it is. My guess is Cody's going to be the one getting knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Okay, I can see that.
Somehow. Not maybe
So
during,
like
but
reverse
maybe
it?
after the match.
Like reverse the Stone Cold Sean thing where...
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Something,
I can see that.
But yeah, like no way he's not getting a shot. They're not going to pay him that much money to just be like, here's your belt, boss. Like,
Sure.
someone's getting knocked out. And it may not even be one of those two. It might be somebody else who gets involved. But if someone's not knocked out, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Dude, I was watching a video of his and back in January or something like that. He is still incredibly fast.
Yes.
Yes.
No, for a normal person, Mike Tyson is still going to destroy you.
Yes.
Like, just if nothing else, the reaction time that someone who has trained boxing is going to have, if you are not a trained fighter, you're going to telegraph your punch so bad that you are probably going to be counterpunched, and they are going to knock you out. Like,
yeah, it was quite impressive. I was like, wow.
if I had to take my chances, I would rather wrestle like a wrestler or a grappler as opposed to fist fight a boxer.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I would take I'm going to get beat either way, but there might be a chance that I somehow, I'm oily and I slip away from the guy. Whereas the punch, and I'm just going to be like, oh, here, let me drop my shoulder so you know to punch me in my face.
I like how you went with the oily route. You're
Yes.
going to be like Nakazawa to
Yeah.
grease yourself up.
I use almond oil, though. So,
I understand.
so AEW Women's Championship.
Okay.
No DQ, no count out. What do you think? Nyla and Sheeta?
See, and this is another thing. I don't know. I can see either one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a toss-up. I think Nyla wins just to, she's just going to keep the belt for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I think Sheeta needs to develop her character more.
Yeah.
I don't think they've really developed her enough. So, yeah, I'm going to say Nyla keeps it.
Okay. Stadium Stampede.
Okay.
What do you... So, I've read somewhere that they've already filmed this thing, or parts of it or something, but I
Okay.
don't know. Which would make sense, though, because I've seen, I don't know if it was a drone picture or what, of the ring sitting on the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
This thing, I assume, is going to be just pure chaos.
Well, I would assume it. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they filmed this all week doing different stuff.
Yeah. Just...
I mean,
we got to film in order, because if one of you guys get yourself busted open,
yes.
you're going to have to do it every day this week.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much room for this to be really, really cool, and there's so much room for it to be really, really bad. So
what do you think on the good to bad side? Is it going to end up being good, or is it going to end up being bad?
I think it could be good.
I will give them.
I'm thinking
of the
Inner
doubt.
Circle has another person coming in tonight.
You think?
Yeah.
Is that your surprise pick?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because they're always talking about numbers, and I think the Elite's going to have taken advantage towards the end.
Yeah.
And then whoever their surprise guy is.
Do you think it's like a person unknown, or do you think it's going to be like Hangman turning on them or Hardy turning on them?
Say anything about that? See, I don't think Hardy would. Hangman, possibility. Could be some the WWE guys that was released. I don't know.
Right? Could see someone. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this. I kind of think Inner Circle.
Okay.
I'm still convinced that Inner Circle is just going to run roughshod for a while.
I mean, yeah.
It does more for basically Sammy, Santana, and Ortiz. Arguably Hager, but he really is. Currently, he kind of feels like an afterthought because he's not been around.
Sure.
So it's hard to say. Where Sammy's been on TV every single week, basically. But it's going to help build Sammy more.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone in the Elite is made.
Well, and
you give them 2 weeks of a story, and they're going to be back credible no matter what.
I agree with that. I mean, I think the Inner Circle wins this, regardless of interference, or they just totally just dominate.
Yeah.
Because I think they really want to do that War Games.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be part 2 to this match.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens.
Right. Well, I think they're smart to hold that for a live crowd.
Yeah.
For certain. What do you think about the casino ladder match?
I don't really care.
I have two predictions that I feel are one is a guarantee and one I'm pretty sure of.
So I will say this. Now that I see that Janela's in this,
yes,
I predict you and me when we watch this tonight going, oh my God, what are they doing? Because I see a lot of scary spots happening.
I predict that Darby will make me turn away from the TV.
Yes.
Twice, minimum.
Yeah.
I think Darby wins.
Yeah, I would say that he would probably win this. Why wouldn't you let him win?
Now, what do you think about the mystery person?
Oh yeah, I guess there is a mystery person, isn't there?
I don't think the mystery person's winning.
I don't know.
Unless it's like, I mean, I don't even know who would show up that's big enough. Like Marty. Like if Marty shows up in it, okay, yeah, he's winning. Or if like Hangman's the mystery, someone like that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like Heath Miller shows up, I don't think he's winning.
I'm sorry. When you said Marty, I was thinking of Marty Janela. Or Marty Jannetty.
No.
I was like, well, why would Marty show up?
Villain Marty.
Yeah, the villain, yeah.
Him or like there might be a couple people. Do you think it's someone on the roster or it's going to be like a new person who just kind of comes in?
I'm going to say it's a new person because why would you build that up as a mystery guy?
Right. Yeah, unless it's
just for it to be Marco Stunt or somebody like that,
Unless there's someone they just really want everyone to turn on, which without a live crowd, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
But if you did have like the big mystery person and it's Marco, it's going to be like, well, we hate Marco now.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Rhodes and Spears.
I'm going to say Spears wins.
Yeah, there's no build to this thing, so I don't care.
And Rhodes is, in the twilight of his career. I mean,
yeah.
I don't see him. I don't see it really gain. I don't see him really doing anything other than.
I think it's going to be a good match, though.
Yes.
But it's going to be. There was it the Great American Bash? I went to the show, but it ended up being like Regal and Finlay against each other, or Benoit and Finlay. Okay. Like there was some weird fill-in, but it was an awesome match. But no one cared. But
yes.
It's like if you were to watch that with a proper crowd, it would have been one of the best matches you've ever seen. We got MJF and Jungle Boy.
MJF.
I would say so. Do you think it's going to be good though?
Yeah, I think it'd be good. MJF is a good worker.
Yeah, Jungle Boy's good too. Jungle Boy's gotten bigger too.
Yes.
So that is good. Penelope and Statlander. I really don't know because they've given Penelope a few wins that I was surprised with.
Yeah.
And she's decent. I hope they don't do the Poison Rana of Real Death. They were the ones that were.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana runs out of the building trying to hide his eyes so he doesn't have to go to therapy.
Yeah, I always liked Penelope Ford's stunner that she does.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say Statlander.
Sure.
But that's like a 51-49 kind of thing. Pre-show Private Party or Best Friends?
Don't care.
It's going to be Best Friends. You know they're going to win again somehow.
I want Private Party.
I want to see Gin and Juice. I like that move. All right, so that'll end that.
Yes.
Let's get to entertainment. Where is it? There it is.
Something that could never, ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
You chose poorly. You have chosen wisely.
So we watched...
Well, before we get into that...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You got it on the screen here.
Yeah.
Mr. Zack Snyder.
Yeah. So what do you think about it's SnyderCut.com?
Zack Snyder pretzels is what I'm more interested in.
So when you heard about this, I heard somebody say, I don't think it'll be good. but I think it'll be better than what the thing that we got was.
Well, how could it not be? What's the real site? Zack Snyder?
It's SnyderCut.com.
SnyderCut.com. I can't believe that they actually got a website for it. Because this thing's built like urban legend
Sure.
quality that's like, this is so good. But they'll never let anyone see it. It's so much better.
Yeah.
So they're going to explain Batman and his Gatling chain gun into the building for me.
Well, yeah, the problem is, and this is the problem I had. This is the problem I had with
Martha.
with Snyder's thing anyway. His Superman is I don't like his Superman. His Batman is The only thing good about, well, actually, no, Snyder didn't even direct it, was the Wonder Woman and Aquaman. So,
The Batman suit's awesome. I still think Ben Affleck is a good Batman.
yes, he is good for what what he was given. That's all I'll say.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't see it. Maybe some of the scenes that I saw in Justice League when I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Well, it finally makes sense now.
Well, how long is this thing? Because the original movie is like, what, 14 days of your life?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Because unless it's just a totally different movie with some of the same scenes.
Snyder has revealed his version is 214 minutes long.
240? What?
Yeah. The one that we saw was 120 minutes long.
So there's an extra hour and 14 minutes.
Yes.
All right. Well, I was going to say, how long is this thing going to have to be? Because it's going to have to be pretty long to fill in some of these gaps that don't make sense about stuff.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Darkseid has a bigger role in this movie.
You mean like you actually... He's
See,
acknowledged?
Yes. Well, yeah. See, now, if someone that knows a little bit about Darkseid and stuff like that, I know that Steppenwolf was part of...
Right. Yeah, but if you don't...
Everyday fans probably would have like, okay, who's this type thing? So, yeah.
You're like, so is this like the DC version of Thanos? Like, well, actually...
Yes.
It's the reverse.
Yes.
But
yes.
DC and Darkseid's PR team is garbage. Kind of like... Basically, here's what happened: is Darkseid got the PR team for all those drugs that cure hair loss that somehow can't get any news coverage.
Yeah.
And have to advertise on shady websites, even though they're curing something that people will literally pay thousands of dollars for.
Yeah.
Almost like it's a scam.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
My expectations are I will wait until you tell me about it, most likely.
Jason Momoa said it's a totally different movie than what we saw, which I would say better.
Good.
Yes.
You know what would be great? What if it's worse? What if, like, at the end of it, you're like, I can't believe they made a worse movie than what we saw.
The only thing I can say is, if you're going to make it worse, make it funny. Make it funny bad.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm really...
That way, a couple years down the road, but man, that thing was bad, but it is so bad, it is worth rewatching.
Like, have you ever seen the real version of the movie? It's actually pretty good by comparison.
Yeah.
What if that's what they're doing?
I don't know. So, you don't really care one way or the other. Because this universe doesn't really attract you at all.
I thought... So, I was one of those people that when Batman Begins came out, and it was the darker, grittier version of Batman, a little more realistic.
Yeah.
I was like, that could work for a lot of their characters.
As realistic as you can get with a guy dressed like a bat, yes.
Right. Who does horrible things with bats, I've learned from Harley Quinn. I thought going in a darker direction might be a good way to go. And having seen this movie in particular, like not Snyder's version, but the normal... No, it does not work. Now, Batman being more dark, and if you would have done the same treatment to Superman, where you shined a light on his strengths, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Batman's strengths are the darkness, the more seriousness.
Yeah.
Superman's the more lighthearted. If you would have made like an almost over the top happy Superman kind of thing,
Sure.
and then paired these two, that might have worked out really good.
Sure. Yeah. Like anytime they were in Metropolis, have it be bright, sunny, birds chirping, and anytime they were in Gotham,
Yeah, like
rain.
basically like Disney, like Wicked Witch,
Yeah.
I'm confusing you. Does Disney own Wizard of Oz? Is that something they've acquired yet?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I would just say probably.
I'm pretty sure that we're owned by Disney somehow.
Yes.
But yeah, like everyone being dark and gritty sucks.
Sure.
I would definitely have been one of those people like, oh yeah, they should do that. It'll be good. Well, there's a world where it is good on one of the Earths. I'm sure.
Which is why Wonder Woman was such a good movie, because she was the character who she was.
Yeah,
she was cheerful. She was hopeful.
Well, yeah, and I don't talk to enough people that it's very strange. Most of the people I know in my life have read comic books, so they have a understanding of like what the comic book version of a lot of these characters are.
Sure.
And they can kind of and so a lot of the people I talk to, we have expectations of things, and then it's like, well, this is awful.
Sure.
So a lot of that echo chamber kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But even like the few people that I knew, they were like, "Oh, I liked it as an action movie." There's some stuff that doesn't make sense to it.
Sure.
Whereas like I don't care. Well, I care more about Wonder Woman now, like due to the movie they made. Like it made, like, all right, here we go. I'm into Wonder Woman. That's great.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I had very little interest. But if they would have done like some crazy stuff with her, I would have been like, well, that's not how she was in the comics. Like that's
Sure. Yeah.
like, why are you doing that?
She's all emo and just sits in the corner. Like,
Yeah, she's got like the emo flip hairstyle that's like this. Like, that's a weird take for me to have.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm always going to be critical. But yeah, at some point, I'm sure I'll watch this thing. Because how can I not?
Yeah.
Where they're promising. It's like in wrestling where the greatest wrestling match ever with Edge and Randy Orton, where I'm like, there's no way that they can, that's going to be true. With this, I'm like, there's no way that this is going to be that much better of a movie.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can say is, yeah.
Because if you're asking me, I can barely sit down to watch a 90-minute movie. You're asking me to spend an entire evening with Team Martha? You better give me something good for me to like this.
Why'd you say that name? Yes.
That's seriously in that movie on purpose.
Yeah.
There's clearly over, like, they've added an hour of footage.
I just
Think of how much stuff was cut out of that movie, but they were like, we need Martha scene in here.
Yes.
We need all this Martha stuff.
This is the payoff right here.
Okay, so moving on to something from DC that I'm entertained by.
So we had a fan request to watch the Harley Quinn cartoon series.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be one of the movies, but so obviously we didn't get through the whole thing. Now I watched 3 episodes. How far have you gotten?
I watched 3 episodes too. So if you want to talk about 3, we can.
Yeah, because we were going to watch 1, and then you told me, to start with.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's kind of like the pilot. I'm going to watch the second one. I was like, okay, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and I was like, well, I'm kind of curious what happens in the next episode.
Sure.
So we've watched 3.
Yep.
So,
so the
we got
first episode is
Kaylee Kuko.
Yeah.
Is Harley.
Yep.
I'm convinced that Daria is Poison Ivy.
I don't think it is, but
It's
yes.
not. It's absolutely not. Dean Lorry. Or no, I'm sorry, Lake Bell, right?
Lake
Was
Bell,
that what?
yeah. Lake Bell's.
I haven't done the research. I swear I know the voice from some character that
if
fits.
you just scroll down, it shows you the cast.
Well, yeah, I don't recognize. You need to be like I need was voice actor for this person.
Sure. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Like that's like in Warcraft. There's the guy who does Robin's voice for all the animated stuff. And I was like, I know that voice. You can tell me the name and show a picture of him. Be like,
Yeah.
show me a picture of Robin, and I'll understand better what you're talking about.
Yes.
But anyway, So this is definitely an R-rated cartoon,
yeah,
or at least
don't-
episode 1 sure was.
Yeah, do not watch this with small children.
Well, you probably can. I mean, it is a cartoon.
Yeah.
I encourage you to watch this with small children. Just be prepared to explain a awful lot of things that you were gonna hope that school and society would take care of for you.
See, I don't know, because I remember going to my grandparents when I was like 7 and 8, and seeing like Cinemax and stuff like that. So I was definitely introduced to a lot of violence and stuff. I probably should not have been.
I was sometimes allowed to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Now, again, raised by my grandparents. Dad, if a soap opera came on, like after Price is Right in the news,
Yeah.
you got the soap operas. If he saw a man and a woman kissing on TV,
Yeah.
get that filth off the TV. So he was
Gotcha.
like, he wasn't having any of that stuff. So, but yeah, I was able to watch like Married with Children and things like that too, like where he'd have like comments on it. But I think he liked that Al Bundy was crazy.
Sure.
So, but episode 1 is kind of like that pilot where it sets everything up.
Yeah.
It's basically that Joker and Harley have a very dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah. The episode title is "Till Death Do Us Part." Yeah, like you said, it was a pilot, and
It does show what that mallet would do to people,
yes.
which is basically compound fractures. I think we all knew that,
Yes.
but we might not have actually thought about it as explicitly as is shown. Also, Joker gas melts the skin off the body.
Yes.
I was expecting, Batman animated smiles,
Yes.
and then the dude started melting. I was like, oh, that's
Well,
disturbing.
see, I think in this cartoon that we're going to see stuff that they wanted to do in previous Batman cartoons, but they couldn't do.
Right, because it was a different world.
Now, the only problem I have with this show, see, I don't have a problem with cussing if there's a point to it.
Right. Yeah, those are just people dropping F-bombs left and right.
I mean, they were dropping F-bombs left and right, I think, just to do it for shock value.
Yeah. It mellowed out in the others. For sure.
Yeah.
It became... Did you ever watch Venture Brothers?
No.
Venture Brothers is one of my favorite shows. It has... The second and third episode had more of a Venture Brothers vibe to me.
Gotcha.
Where you have that stuff, but, like, it makes... It's a little bit more just, like, here and there as opposed to just all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were... I mean, those F. I'm like, okay, I understand Harley Quinn and Joker.
Right. Well, now, I've known people who that is how they talk. Like, they just can't help themselves.
This is true.
I'm real bad of being as my pause words.
Yeah.
I've known people who dropping an F-bomb was their every other adjective. It's like, well, you can use this as an adjective, a noun, a verb. Sometimes it can be a pronoun if you add a mother in front of it.
Sure.
So who you're talking about.
Like, my one buddy, he uses sure for everything. And sure sure means
A lot.
A lot. So,
Yeah, but sure is
get
just a normal word that doesn't have a connotation to it.
Yeah, so...
But either way, yeah, so basically we find out they have a busted relationship, which has always been portrayed.
Yes.
In every version of it. So we start out, though, with the original animated Harley Quinn outfit.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy. Like, I like that one better than the skimpy outfit. Mm-hmm. Just because, I mean, obviously as a guy, like, if you're going to have, like, an actress portraying Harley, that's fine for her to dress that way or whatever.
Sure.
But the onesie suit is iconic to me.
Yes.
Like, if I was playing a video game where I could play as Harley, that would be the suit that I would use every time.
Yes.
Like, I would have the traditional.
Yeah.
Now, Batman, I would probably have one of the more modern suits, though.
Yeah.
Like, certain characters, there's certain looks that I think are better. Mm-hmm. But either way, so was there anything... there is a scene where she accuses Batman of having relations with bats.
Yeah, so...
Which I thought was fine because that's the exact kind of jab that a crazy person would do to Batman.
Well, that's what that character would say to Batman. So, I had no problem with it. It was funny.
Right. Like, that could have fit... Like, that on its own is
Now,
fine.
you
It
liked
made me
it.
laugh.
You liked it, but James Gordon in here. What?
He is a drunken maniac, and I think it's fantastic. Because usually, if someone's going to be, like, the crazy portrayed character.
Yeah.
You're going to get like the over serious Batman or something like that. I don't think I've seen a portrayal of Jim Gordon who's kind of lost it.
Yeah.
Because in one of the episodes, he's playing with the bat signal.
Yeah, I think it might have been the first episode where Batman shows up. He's like, Jim.
Yeah. It's like I wasn't playing with it.
Yeah.
Like Batman's portrayal is he's basically going to be the same Link, I guess, out of the show on the occasion he's there.
Yes.
But I don't think you're going to see him very much.
Well,
I guess from what I can tell, him and Poison Ivy, because Harley ends up getting sent to Arkham. Joker's like, I'll eventually let you, I'll bust you out eventually.
Yes.
A year later, it hasn't happened.
Yeah, apparently, so they bust out because of Poison Ivy because Riddler ate a orange.
And then the seed went through him, and she was able to then do Poison Ivy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, her and Poison Ivy are friends because when she was still Harleen Quinzel, the doctor or the therapist or whatever you want to call it got through to Poison Ivy, which this is going back to the animated show where Harley originated.
Yeah.
Like they always had a very close relationship.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if they're going to do something because basically Poison Ivy gave her something that makes her immune to poisons and gave her like some enhanced abilities basically.
Okay.
Like where she is a little bit faster, I think. I don't know how well they explained it, but I've seen it explained that way, where it's not like she's superhuman or anything.
Okay.
But she's a little bit better than normal, and then she doesn't have to worry about poisons as much.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah, Poison Ivy. I think they do a really good job with Poison Ivy in here. I like the character.
well, she had they were clearly like she is going to be the balance to the craziness of Harley.
Yes.
And
Which
they gave them Frank the Plant. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Slimer from the Ghostbusters cartoon.
Sure.
Where it's just like the maniac character.
Well, yeah, it's funny that they use Poison Ivy as kind of the balance, like you said, because any other cartoon, she's usually very chaotic and insane and.
Right. Well, even in animated, like towards the later part, like she was more focused and down to earth. Once they started pairing the two of them up,
Yeah.
they made it like whoever did that was like, oh, this is brilliant. We can make this awesome, and ran with it. But yeah, the plant just wants things to get as chaotic as possible.
Yes.
And I'm very entertained by that.
Yeah. So, like in episode 2, it's called a high bar. It's where they go to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, the Joker's nephew, I guess, is having a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And so
No, Penguin.
Or I'm sorry, yeah.
Penguin.
So basically, Harley is hung up, it seems like to me. I mean, it's pretty straightforward in the writing of the show. She wants acceptance as being on her own, basically, or she's a threat. And also kind of still isn't 100% over Joker.
Well, and like the show, like the episode says here, like she really wants to be a part of the Legion of Doom on her own merit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, and this comes up in the other episode, but so we'll wait on that. Her trying to get, like, the crew.
Yeah.
Where, because she's not with Joker, she has some problems.
Yeah.
But this episode, I didn't know what to expect. Man, was I entertained.
Yeah, it was funny.
Because there's a part where she convinces Ivy to go with her. Ivy's like, this is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
And then they finally get there, and Ivy's talking. She's like, all right, whatever you do, just don't leave me alone, because some D-list villain's going to start hitting on. And then Harley's already gone.
Sure.
And then she introduced to Kite Man.
Kite Man, yeah.
Who is immediately hitting on her, and it's awful. Like, Kite Man is as terrible as possible.
Well, I'm
pretty sure he has the voice of one of the Venture Brothers from that show.
Okay.
I'm almost certain that he might be Hank.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Kite Man, Matt Oberg. We're going to look into this real quick. Clicking on his link. I could swear Sisters, Harley Quinn, Fresh Prince, Veep, Breakable. Is this in alphabetical order? This is great for just the regular podcast part where I'm just
scrolling,
mumbling. This guy's done a lot of stuff based on this. I could have swore he sounds. He's done some kind. I swear I recognize the voice, but I guess not.
Well, regardless,
either way, yeah,
he's great.
He's a loser. He is definitely the loser character.
That it looks like, I guess, Poison Ivy. At first, she seems annoyed with, but I guess she's somewhat flattered or kind of attracted to him. I guess, or
I think it seems like maybe they're doing the he's just such a goober, kind of thing, that he's not like a bad person.
Yes.
Well, other than he just wants to go and do crimes occasionally.
Sure.
But
I did like it where when they start fighting, Harley and Poison Ivy start fighting the Legion of Doom, and then Kite Man joins in.
Yeah, he's got to try to take one of the teenage kids because he's paired up with Bane.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where Joker's like, "What are you doing over there? Stop effing around with Kite Man."
Yes. I'm trying to think because Joker wasn't even going to go to this thing.
Yes,
but he shows up because he's like, "Are you kidding?" He steals Bane's food.
Yes.
Bane, I'd like to touch on Bane for a second here.
Okay, yeah.
So I love Nightfall Bane, where he is Batman's equal.
Okay.
I constantly hate the way that Bane is portrayed.
Like a big
goober.
big Frankenstein.
Yeah, who's just not smart.
Yeah.
This version, though, I could see growing on me.
Okay.
Because he's gotten he gets a couple good lines, or just the scenes he's in are okay.
Yes.
The long-term animated probably gives him a chance to develop a character.
Yeah.
So it might be okay. I'd still, obviously, this is like some bizarro version of like Teen Titans Go meets the serious version.
Yeah.
And slap it in the middle and see what happens.
Yes.
So
that's a good comparison. I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously we're only 3 episodes in out of 20 total episodes or something.
I think it says 21 episodes.
21. So
yeah.
I mean there's a lot to go, so we'll have to see. But because Harley thinks there's a legitimate vault or whatever, and she just wipes out these security guards.
Yes.
And it turns out that they're just a thespian troupe that was hired by the Cobblepots to.
Yes.
Because she's looking at the money and it's like the Bank of Nicholas or something.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, there's the part where Kite Man turned all the kids into the tree people.
Yes.
For Poison Ivy's pheromone thing.
Yes.
So they have to go back to her place to get the antidote.
Yeah.
And Kite Man's all of a sudden just naked. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I thought that was like a line to get back here. There's really an antidote?" She's like, "Yes, there's an antidote."
Well, the funny part was the plant was in the background. He's like, I just wanted to see how this was going to turn out. Yeah. That's why I didn't say
anything.
Because
he just wants to see what's going to happen. Well, because he's encouraging Harley all the time so far. It's almost like Alf, actually. It's closer to an Alf type character.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
There's going to end up being a plant action figure at some point from all this.
Yes.
So that episode, they eventually leave. The whole thing's just it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess of an episode.
Yes.
We got, what's the title of episode 3?
Episode 3. So you need a crew. So she's looking for a crew.
Yes. Now this one has a little bit of the glass ceiling on women supervillains.
Yes.
And it goes over what was her name?
I don't even know. It's some storybook.
It's like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the Prophet or the Fable Queen or something.
I think it was the Fable Queen or something like that.
Where she basically brought all these. She couldn't get a crew, and they explain it because no men would work for her.
Yeah.
Because of the times.
Yes.
And so she brings all these storybook creatures to life.
Yes.
As her army, and then the Justice League shows up, and she's like, "It's awful. They were just destroyed everything." Because what's happened is Harley's trying to get a crew.
Yeah.
And Poison Ivy sends her to talk to this lady. Well, she had been turned into a storybook.
Yes.
And
well, it's funny because her retelling of the story, have the Justice League coming in and just slaughtering,
Well, yeah,
ripping
Superman's
people.
holding someone's head
Yeah.
and then vaporizes it to a skull, and she's like, I don't think Superman would do that.
Yeah, Harley
she's like,
Quinn's
well,
like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's like, I don't think that happened, and then she's like,
Right, but the end result, she's like, but in the end, they turned me into a book. If that was a male criminal, they would have locked him up in Arkham or somewhere.
Yeah,
but for me, they turned me. Can you believe that? And when you think about it, it is a pretty extreme punishment to turn someone into a book.
well, yeah, because they get Zantana?
Yeah.
Zantana, am I saying that right?
Anna J.
And
With two
yeah,
lives.
so they get her and they turn her into a book. Yeah.
But basically explaining that there's the glass ceiling on the female supervillains, like going out on their own.
Yes.
Because like Harley tries to go to, there's Mr. Psycho,
Yes.
who during a fight in the middle of the city, calls Wonder Woman the C word.
The C word, yeah.
For a woman that apparently that's where the entire world draws the line.
Yeah,
like the world stops spinning. He's kicked out of the Legion of Doom via press conference.
Yes.
We're like, that is not the kind of evil that we condone.
Yes.
And then he does it again.
Yeah.
Uh,
So then Harley goes and she meets Dr. what's his name? Dr. Psycho, is that his name?
yeah, I think so.
And then Clayface.
Right, who's that was supposed to be Matthew McConaughey, right? Is who he was behind the bar.
I would assume that's what they were going with, yes.
Yeah, who just every time he transforms for some reason twirls and just throws clay everywhere.
Yes.
Which I don't think is how it works, but
Well, that and the fact that so then they go see what's his name, Maxie
Zeus.
and the character.
Well, that's where they started. We kind of skipped that. Initially, they go. Harley and Ivy go to his seminar.
Yes.
For being a villain.
Yes.
And he's talking about you just got to keep on. You do this and this and this and like. Ivy's like, oh, I'm so out of here. This is garbage.
Yes.
And Harley, eventually talks to him backstage.
Kind of buys his line, yeah.
And then he's just trying to sleep with her.
Yeah, he's just sleazy. Well, that character is always kind of goofy anyway.
Oh, that character is insane. So it's perfect for this.
Yes.
Where he's just totally out there.
Yes.
But yeah, so it ends up where she gets Clayface and Mr. Psycho, or Dr. Psycho, or whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. And their plan, because she's mad at Zeus, is they're going to go steal the Olympic medals that he stole.
Yes.
That somehow no one ever recovered.
Yes.
But he talks about all the time. So they have Clayface distracts him by being a mailman.
Who's pretending to be his son.
Right, which clearly isn't working, but it is distracting him.
Yes.
So, I don't know. And, Clayface is, full-on thespian, basically.
Yes.
But eventually Zeus figures out what's going on and tries to stop him. And then they really beat the crap out of him.
Yes.
It is like, you're going to tell people not to mess with Harley's crew.
Yeah.
That is not the wording they use at all.
No.
But, and then didn't they vandalize his statue?
Yeah.
To show his deformed male member?
Yes.
Because, he has an STD of some kind, is basically what they were saying.
That's what Harley hinted at, yes.
But yeah, so that was pretty good. So she ends up with, a couple members of a crew.
Mm-hmm.
So she trades and she keeps talking about getting a highway named after her.
Yes.
And so she's back at the end of the episode, though. She's talking to Ivy, and she's like, so how'd things go? And she's like, well, I traded those for a warhead, which I used for a ransom, and then it cuts to something on the TV where they're like, they're chasing the suspect on the Harley Quinn
yeah.
or whatever. She's like, oh my God, you did it.
Yes.
And that's kind of the end of that episode. So I wanted to watch another, but I was getting tired.
Yeah. So overall, I'm really enjoying it.
I'm entertained. It's a different take for DC.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like that adult, more serious. There's some blood and guts to it.
Yeah.
I like this portrayal of Harley much better.
Yeah.
Than some of the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
This feels more like the evolution of what the Dark Knight, or not the Dark Knight, the animated series Batman Harley,
Sure, yeah. I can see
due
that.
to being with the Joker for a long time,
Yes.
would have devolved to, basically.
Yes.
And then now Harley's helping to fix her, maybe?
Well, the one thing that
Or Ivy is helping to fix Harley, yeah.
the one thing that I really like about the show, it showed how the Joker, the only person he really truly loves is Batman.
Yeah, oh, we totally skipped that.
Yeah.
For Harley to finally see how bad the Joker was, there's this thing where the Riddler supposedly has a joke
Yes.
that's so funny that people's heads will explode.
Yes.
And the Joker can't stand it.
Yes.
So there's basically something where Harley and Batman show up at the same time.
Yes.
They're trapped and in two containers, and Joker shows up to confront the Riddler because they have like a grudge basically between the two, because comedy is the Joker's thing.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, all right, I'll let one of them live. You got to pick who you want to live, Batman or Harley.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's going to be easy. But Joker actually picks to let Batman live
Yes.
and Harley die.
Because
so she drops into the acid.
Because it pains Joker to have someone else kill Batman other than them.
Yes, so he just can't have that.
Yes.
So Harley goes into the acid vat.
Yes.
And is kind of remembering the correct way that events played out.
Yes.
And then it turns out, like, Poison Ivy drags her out, and it turns, she's like, yeah, that's just margarita mix. And Riddler's like, all right, we're even for breaking me out, which is hilarious. And it's like, she's like, what? She's like, well, really, the hardest thing about this whole thing was finding, what was it, 150 gallons
Yes.
of margarita mix?
Yes.
And then, like, Harley's trying to crawl back into it. I'm like, is it actually margarita mix with alcohol in it?
Yes.
Or is it just the mix?
Well, the thing that I thought was really funny about that scene was that Batman did not care one bit about Harley Quinn.
He was after the Joker.
Yes.
Well, that's Batman's true love, too, apparently.
Apparently, yes.
So, yeah, this thing, I'm interested. Like, it could go downhill super quick.
Sure.
And who knows about season 2.
Yeah.
But, yeah, my intent is to watch more of it over the long holiday here.
Sure, yeah.
Because I genuinely laughed quite a bit.
Yeah.
There are some things where it was like that cringy, like, oh, this is a hard scene to watch because it's like Harley trying so hard for acceptance into the Legion of
Yes.
Doom, and it's like, oh, this hurts me to watch.
Yeah.
But, which I'm assuming is what they were going for, is someone being desperate, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, Kaylee or Penny or whatever you want to call it, like, she's actually a really good fit.
Yeah, she
for
does a
the
good job
Harley
as
voice.
Harley. Yeah.
Obviously, I'd have preference. You know, you always have a voice actor that you associate with something.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you don't have Batman animated voice, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Like when you don't have him as the voice of Batman, it's always weird to me. You don't need him for this because Batman's just something that's there. I'm assuming once in a while.
You can't have a story with Batman villains without Batman somewhere in the background at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can try.
Yeah.
You can make Batman like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And have him create his own villains, or they're already adults.
Yeah.
And then they try to have sexual relations with him.
Yeah.
People tell me Gotham's good. I don't understand how people watch that. Is it even still on?
No, I think it went off the air.
That is a shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we'll probably have some more Harley, it sounds like, in the coming weeks
Yeah.
as
Sure.
we go.
I mean, yeah, we can do 3 or 2 episodes or whatever. I don't know what to decide, but
Let's face the reality. I'll probably finish it this weekend because I'm like, I really like this. I watched all of it.
Right after we get done watching Double or Nothing, I'm going home and I'm going to watch all of them.
Like it'll be somewhere in the middle of the day tomorrow, and then I'll go to bed. But
Yes.
I mean that is basically my MO. It's all or nothing.
I know. I'm witness to your addictive personality. Yes.
It's dangerous. It never really goes to anything that's beneficial for some reason.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like I'm hiding.
I'm sort of the same way where I get really addicted about some certain things. I just want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like BFA flying. I was determined to do it. And I was like, why can't I just be determined to make like $1 million or something like that?
Well, we can see by I'm pulling up our YouTube like the homepage.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of like wrestling stuff, some Warcraft stuff. It's got lately I've been watching Juji and Tom. He's like a pretty athletic dude who does some weird stuff. But I've been watching these like Grandpa Amu videos. These people who build cabins. That's been a lot of stuff that I've been watching lately.
Yeah.
Like this guy built a arch bridge, and I sat and watched it on mobile because the ad doesn't come up, and I just watched subtitles.
All right.
Because I hate the ads so much on YouTube that I'd rather sit and watch it on my phone.
I get it.
And the subtitles are wrong, so you get all kinds of crazy words sometimes, and it makes you pay more attention to figure it out.
So, anyway. So, like video games, nothing really. Yeah.
I'm not even going to play the bumper.
Yeah.
Holy moly, is the whole corruption quest line. Once you've done it once,
So
God, you should never have to do it again.
I will talk about this just for a little bit. The Warlock that I made when you or me were trying to do Horde characters for some reason, level them all the way up. So that, because I haven't done anything with that character since I played with you.
Right.
So I've been just getting corruption gear just so I can build up the rep with the Fox people, so I can have
Volpera,
that.
the furry.
Fox people, yeah.
You have something you want to tell me?
Yes, I'm a furry. Yes.
Yif or whatever. I don't really know how all those things are pronounced.
It just pains me to have that there's something there that I don't have. In any case, so I've been trying to work on that, but the corruption gear on that Warlock that I keep getting corruption gear from World Quest for some reason.
Right, but you don't have the.
I don't have the cake. So my Warlock is completely corrupted, and instead of that purple tint, he's bright red, and.
I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, and so it says my corruption is 150.
That's amazing. So basically, so if anyone's never played this, basically what happens is, for whatever reason, they introduced a kind of gear that has a beneficial effect that gives you like extra damage, extra stats, things like that, and there's a negative drawback that goes with it. Well, the higher your corruption number, the worse the effect gets. Like there's one where something will, like these tentacles, kind of think of Lovecraftian horror if you're not familiar with Warcraft stuff. Like you'll get tentacles out of the ground that slow you down.
Yeah.
The higher the number, the worse it gets. I think the second one is there's like an eyeball that'll show up.
Yep.
It'll give a circle around you, and it'll zap you as long as you're in the circle, so you have to run out.
Yep.
After that, something chases you, correct? Like a shadow of yourself?
So, yeah, so wherever I'm at.
Because I imagine your circle is the entire game.
Yeah, the circle is massive.
And the slowdown is probably just a stunt.
The circle is massive. The tentacles come out, and an image of yourself comes, smacks you, and the eyeball comes and just zaps you. So
and you can't move.
Yeah,
and the mob you were trying to attack.
Yeah. So I was playing around with this because I'm too lazy to go get the cake to get the corruption down.
It's an awful quest.
So
it's like 90 minutes.
So what I've been doing is I send my pet out. My pet goes, and I just do life drain.
And just hope that...
just hope the eyeball doesn't come up.
But seriously, how big is the circle that you're getting? It's not feasible to run out by the time it goes away, is it?
It is so massive. I can't even see it out of my... I mean, yeah.
My Death Knight, like I haven't played him much because I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Because I really like the tank spec for it. The Frost and Unholy, better damage obviously, but I don't find it fun.
Okay.
Well, the tank spec does such low damage that I just can't. Like I really liked leveling it,
sure.
But it's not fun to play it in game right now.
Yeah.
Fury Warrior, like because it does damage, it's still fun to play. I've had no trouble getting into it. It's actually it's almost my main, you could say now. If it weren't for like reps.
Yeah.
But that Death Knight, I had the circle so big that it would kill me almost before I got out of it.
Yeah.
And that was I only had the second level of corruption.
Sure.
So being over 100, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point now where I was taking the corruption gear off because you can't do nothing with it.
Right, yeah, you got to get normal gear.
Yeah. So.
It's amazing that you kept getting drops, though, that McForged into corruption.
Yeah, well, it was weird because I'm out in just normal BFA map.
Right.
And I was getting all these corruption stuff.
I'll get stuff that'll it's usually like a crappy corruption. Like I have an axe that gives me something where I explode for armor damage.
Okay.
And it has like 50 on its own. So I cleansed. I had a pair of pants or something that had like an okay effect, but there's no way I'm getting enough corruption to drop that down, and the eyeball was causing me problems.
Sure.
So I cleansed that, and then I just use the axe now.
Right.
But the yeah, I mean, overall, I'm still having fun. I've accomplished a lot of things that I want to. I will say our server is beyond dead. I want that Jaina's locket for the teleport.
Mm.
Every other server I looked at, it's like 20,000 gold, which is manageable. Our server, it's 200,000. I actually looked at one of the population sites. Mm. We have like 1,800 active players on our server.
Yeah.
Versus like, we're like way down the list. Like we're like in the 60s.
Well, you can mail it to your character.
No, it's not account bound.
But I'm saying make a character on another realm.
Right, but you can't mail server to server.
You sure about that?
Now, if it was on like Anvilmar, like because we're on Undermine,
yeah.
Like if it's with your group, but yeah, you can't go one server to another.
Are you sure about that?
Why would you ever buy anything expensive?
That's
like no one would ever buy anything on our server.
True. Yeah,
you would find the cheapest.
Okay.
We'll investigate and make sure.
Yeah.
After this, but yeah, I'm almost 100% certain you can't do that.
Okay.
So unless it's account bound. So.
Yeah.
All right, I got nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else
I guess we'll see how our predictions for Double or Nothing all in.
Pretty excited.
Revolution.
Pretty excited.
At Daly's place. They're doing it at Daly's place, right? They have to because the Stampede.
Well, yeah, Jacksonville, Jaguar.
Right. Well, all right. Yes. All right. We will talk to everybody next week.
Yep.
Later.